Well, hello.
You're the best.
Oh, start. Well, you can't have them. They're my babies. All right.
Babies for everyone.
Yeah.
You get a baby. You get a baby.
Everyone look under your seat. There's a brand new baby.
Why is mine cold?
I'm gonna set up real quick.
Here's all 4 mics.
Oh, I will. I could be street passing you right now, by the way. So, might want to go into sleep mode. Wow. 1 3DS to rule them all. Actually, I'm not sure I'm gonna. Oh yeah, I am. Okay. Just trying to think through whether I was gonna need this, but I am. So, how's everyone's MAGFest going?
Need more cowbell.
Okay, so far so good. Is anyone on tech right now? Any AV folks? I need to hook this up to the sound system. I see a hand raised. Are you just stretching? Wafting, perhaps? No? Are you gonna help me? Give it up for this guy that's gonna help me. This needs to go into a thing. Oh, thanks, man. One more round of applause for this lifesaver right here. Well, thank you guys for being here. You are clearly highly caffeinated, or just high on life.
Yeah!
I don't believe it for a minute. In the past, I have just done a straight Q&A, and this is going to be a basic, usual take your questions, give you answers, and show you some stuff other people haven't seen. But also, I've got a new thing because those of you that were at the Megas panel today might have noticed they're kind of tired of answering like the origin story question. And there's a lot of questions, like I do a lot of podcast interviews, and at some point there are questions that I get so often that it I don't know, it's kind of like when you, if you ever break your leg and you're on crutches and everyone's like, what happened? And eventually you get to the point where you're like, man, I really just wish I could just go in a place without these crutches, and then people go, tell me the whole story, even though you've got to go to the bathroom. Stay here even though you've got to go do something. Tell me the story. So, all I'm saying is, if you ask me a question that I've never been asked before, I'm going to throw candy at you. So, it's a good way to keep things interesting. And there will also be a special guest later on. Pretty excited about that. Yeah, and he's a ghost apparently. So, all right. So let's do this. You have questions? I probably have answers. Front row, hit me.
So in the yes. Okay. So I was listening to Bits Me the other day again, and when you go to Mario 3 with lyrics, and right after at the end, you let drinks of beer and you pass out, and then moved on to Final Fantasy with lyrics. Was that intentional?
One track and then another track?
Well, I mean, like the fact that you say, let's drink some beer and then pass out, and then the next song.
Oh, that's a really good question. I put a lot of thought into the order of the tracks, and that did not cross my mind, but it is actually kind of logical. Let's drink some beer and then pass out, and then perhaps during the beer drinking there was some lyric writing. It's very astute. It wasn't on purpose, but I'll take credit for it. Red shirt in the back. Oh, you know what? I haven't ever been asked that question. Take a crackle. It wants so bad to be Nestle's Crunch, but it never will be. Okay.
How was it making a cameo in the Sonic fan film?
How was it doing a cameo in the Sonic fan film? You get a Snickers, and I'm going to try not to pelt someone near you in the head. Watch that camera, there you go. So far off. I hope somebody got some slow-mo footage of me throwing like a girl who can't throw. Hey, is somebody gonna give him that? There you go, yeah. All right. While you search for that fruitlessly, you know, it was really easy. I just had to meet Eddie LeBron 3 or 4 times because he's a really busy guy, and he was like, okay, we're doing this day at this time, and then I'd follow up and he'd be like, just kidding. So, like the 4th time, he was like, hey, let's do this. I showed up, and it was super easy. He was just like, pretend that there's a spaceship above you and look across here, and we did it a couple different ways near the Flatiron Building in New York City, and it was super easy, super fun. I tried to see the movie today, but I got there like 3 minutes after it started, assuming that would be cool, and it was like lying around the outside. And I thought about being like, listen, I'm brentalfloss, but I didn't, because that's kind of a dick move. In a fire code hazard room, you know? So, red tie, hit me.
It's being shown again, I think at 11 tonight?
Yeah.
Okay. Also probably going to be on the internet for the rest of our lives.
Well, yeah.
Did I look good?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Then I'm satisfied. Front row, the purple plaid.
Out of all of the with lyric songs that you've done, which one would be your favorite?
Heard it. I'm just kidding. Sorry, the face you just made broke my heart. Here, take some candy anyway.
What? Yeah!
Did somebody else say, hey? No fair! I want a cocktail. My favorite of the videos, you know, I really, and this is sort of depressing at this point, but like the internal rhymes in Mega Man 3 with lyrics extended remix that ended up on the CD. If you're aghast and you can't last, there's a fast way to pass all those bastard bots, blue and red password dots. Like, I feel like that was like prematurely good in a line of songs that sometimes are really lyrically intricate, other times just like, hey, I rhymed with dick, that was pretty cool. So yeah, that one still holds a really special place in my heart lyrically. So yeah, good question. Yellow and a red shirt in the aisle.
First of all, my first question is, what's 12 by pies?
What's what?
What's 12 by pies?
Okay, well this doesn't get you any candy. What's your next question?
Okay, I was curious about, you recently put most of your tracks.
Hold it. What are we up against right now? Oh, they moved him too? All right, I love the guy. I can't hate. Whatever. Sorry, go ahead.
I noticed that you've been putting most of your tracks as singles on Bandcamp.
For the last 6 months or so, yeah.
Are you ever going to go back to releasing albums?
I probably will go back to releasing albums in some form. From my perspective, I'd really rather release albums more than once every 2 years. And that's kind of my current, you know, if I do a G-rated thing based on the time it takes to record, the way that I record, the other stuff that I'm doing in between. I'm thinking about more of an EP model in the future. The thing is that as far as like financial stability, you know, and like making it a career instead of just like a party fun time kind of thing in a basement, if I release a big CD every 2 years, that means every 2 years I get a nest egg that I have to chip away at and save. And homie, don't play that. I'm not really good at that. I'm good at spending money. I'm not done. You can air out your armpits for all you want, but just know. And that is not a new question, but I still appreciate it. I want to do an EP model because I want to do lots of small themed EPs. I want to do like one that's all serious songs that I don't really appear on that much, really good singers that aren't me. I want to do one that's like choral, like Little Nemo, Civilization, some other things that I could, you know, do really cool choral arrangements of. The thing about EPs is that they are cost effective. You guys get a deal if you buy a $5 EP with 6 or 7 songs, but it also doesn't take me 2 years to make. And I also want to start releasing stuff on the albums that's new. Some of my songs exist better in the imagination. Like Bubble Man, I never thought that I could do justice to whatever you guys imagine when you hear the Bubble Man song. So I never made a video of it. Because whatever's in your head, it's kind of like when you see the movie of a book and you're like, man, the book was better. Why? Because it's molded to whatever inside your head, like a liquid that gets in there and finds all the cracks. And the movie version is what somebody else thought it should be like, it should look like and feel like. So same idea, right? The short answer, albums are eventually on the horizon. Some of them possibly compilation or short like EPs. But the single model, doing a single of the videos as they come out and doing them basically in CD quality when they come out, is right now a better way to keep the cash flow rolling, so it's not like I'm rich for half the year and then I'm poor for the other half, you know what I mean? Or rich for half of 1 year and poor for 1.5 years. Trying to make it, again, a career that if I wanted to get married, to my awesome, awesome girlfriend one day and possibly have those babies that you all seem to want, that they would not have to starve just because daddy hasn't, made enough dick and fart jokes this year. So, yeah. In the back.
What's your favorite Super Nintendo game and video game of all time?
Okay, favorite Super Nintendo game and video game of all time are the same.
Ooh.
It's just by such a fine line, but my rubric here is the game that changed my life the most at the time. I've gone back and played this game and gone, wow, this is okay. But at the time, when I was 10 or 11, it was like the best thing I'd ever played. It was better than any book I'd ever read. It was addictive and all I could think about while I was at school all day. And that was Final Fantasy IV. Woo! Yeah. And I mean, 6 is a great game. Chrono Trigger's really up there. Lots of games that just, dominated my life. Quite a few PC games, stuff like that. But, yeah, Final Fantasy IV was one that just, I was never the same after it. Like they say when the Beatles started doing drugs, they were never the same kind of deal. Brown shirt, brown hat. Yellow shorts, white shoes. Green duck, sorry, go. Go.
Last year, about the Mega Man 9 song you were featured in with Dwayne and Brando.
Uh-huh. Yeah, Dwayne and Brando are back together. That Mega Man 9 video that I recorded the Mega Man 9 video with Dwayne and Brando like 2 years ago. They broke up, on again, off again relationships. And yeah, it's finally gonna come out soon, and I'm playing Jewel Man as well as the narrator in the beginning.
Okay, so you're gonna have that part again?
Yeah, they never got rid of the recording. It's been sitting on a shelf collecting dust digitally for a few years now. Front row, black shirt. One guy goes, oh, I'm not wearing black at all.
Hey, this little chin thing that you have.
Uh-huh.
Grow it out longer.
Why did I grow my chin thing out longer? Because I'm not compensating for anything. Here's the reason that I grow it. Because my head is a perfect circle without it. I'm serious. A teardrop shape sort of implies a jawline. Without it, look, watch. Whoa! Who is this man? Yeah.
Second question, in your Little Nemo lyric.
Oh, by the way, that's a new one.
In your.
Hope you're not allergic to peanuts.
The second question is, in your Little Nemo video, one of the lyrics was, "Go tuck yourself." Why don't you use that more often?
Go tuck yourself? Why don't I use it more often? I don't know. I feel like key change mofo is a pretty good catchphrase. I don't need too many of them, but I mean, the thing is, that was sort of like intended to be like, hey kid, this game's hard, go tuck yourself. Like, and also trying to fit in a little bit of, this year was a year of me in some ways growing up, and what's weird is that sometimes when you grow up as a writer, you actually write things that are appropriate for younger ages. You're maturing this way, but your work is becoming appropriate for that direction. It's really weird. But I look at I did the G-rated album, and I went, oh, I can kind of do this. And you look at Pixar, they know how to make stuff that kids love, that adults love. And it's not that it's kiddie movie stuff. Pixar movies deal with death, like heartache, serious loss. But there's balloons. And, you know, like the Yoshi video was highly influenced by the montage in the movie Up. Not quite as depressing, but that and like doing the obvious troll in our webcomic. By the way, our webcomic panel's tomorrow at 12:30, is that correct? 12:30 p.m., says Dan, my webcomic co-writer in the back. So, yeah, that's right. Rounds of applause. But yeah, so Go Tuck Yourself was like me trying to slip in something that was totally PG, but still, if you get it, you get it. If a 5-year-old's watching, this doesn't really ring any kind of dirty bells, but you know. Well, I mean, somebody said I should make a Go Tuck Yourself t-shirt, but the thing is, yeah, I mean, t-shirts, they're tricky. If you really want to, if you want t-shirts to actually pay for what it costs to make them, then you have to sell a lot. And that video compared to some of mine was kind of a dud. Like, I'm glad that it ended up looking so good. I'm very proud of it. It's a fan favorite to some fans, and I still listen to it and jam out to it because I like the gospel feel of it. But it just, you know, it didn't quite like demand a shirt. But anyway, great question. Screw Attack hat.
They didn't let me into your show last night because of my bag.
They didn't let you into my show because of your bag.
I have a cane in it and I have to have it with me. I'm very sad. Why do you hate blind people, brentalfloss?
Now look here. And so am I, man. That's the whole thing. I mean, I'm really, that sucks. Really, they told you that.
Like seriously, they thought it was like a safety thing.
I hate, sometimes I gotta say, I love MAGFest, but every now and then you get that security person who is nobody every other day of the year, but because they have a badge, now they're big shit. Now they can boss people around.
I didn't actually get that vibe from them. It was more like, you know, we were told this, so I guess we can't. We want to.
That sucks, man.
Yeah, I know.
I made a joke because I knew you could take it because you're here, so I mean, you should expect that. But
real talk. Question you haven't been asked before. I like burgers. You like burgers, right?
Yes.
What is your favorite place to grab burgers?
All right, that's a new one.
Hey, wait,
now,
before you throw this,
I was gonna say, all right,
thank you.
Underhanded.
You would beat me otherwise. Thank you, sir.
My favorite place to get a burger.
Yeah.
There's a place called Stand 4 in New York City that, that's right. Clap for this place you've never been. No, it's super good, and they have a toasted marshmallow shake and a Nutella shake.
Diabetes.
Everybody just gets up and runs out in one big. We should take a shuttle. To the shake shuttle. And they were never seen again.
Oh, I almost did.
But it's super good, and they have like Kobe beef burgers and Angus burgers, and it's all like really, really good. And they've got these super good like sweet potato fries with the perfect kind of dipping sauce. Also, ketchup around the corner from here is pretty good. They know they're pretty good, and they know that you're paying for the Gaylord, so they can charge you, you know, like $2 billion for ketchup. But still, pretty good stuff. Good question. Thanks for being a good sport, man. Are you asking me a question, or are you trying to like, okay, it's not like some amulet curse you're putting on me. Okay, go.
Do you have a favorite Final Fantasy villain?
That's a new one. Do I have a favorite? Yeah, it's somewhere. Do I have a favorite Final Fantasy villain? That's tough. You know, I gotta say, even though this is not supported by any plot points or whatever, the thing about chaos from the first Final Fantasy is that how do you beat chaos? how do you, chaos, like what I love about calling it chaos is that you can beat chaos today, but it's still there. Like, I don't know, the whole metaphor of like, I'm going back in time so I can go forward in time, so that I can go back in time, and then I'll be going forward in time. It's like, that's a big metaphor for what chaos is. Just to get a little philosophical on your ass. You know, chaos. And the fact that it's kind of a surprise, like, oh yeah, I was Garland and you kicked my ass, like, you know, 18 hours ago in the first part of the game, but now I'm back and I'm really scary, and I don't know. But second best would probably be Golbez because he's such a Darth Vader kind of character. It's such, and that twist, and if you haven't played it, spoiler alert, there's a twist. It's kind of Darth Vader-y, but not quite. But, because of that music. And I'd put that up against Kafka. That's just me. That's just me. But, did the air come, all right, forget it. I feel like the air kind of fell out of the room earlier. Are you guys feeling that, or no? You know what I'm talking about? I felt, the second that I made the blind joke, I was like, oh no, I've lost him forever. Let me tell you, there was a story, and I don't want to get your input, because I want to, you know, we're here to experience things together. It's not just me spewing at you. But like, I knew this kid in high school who's called Trilon, one of the weirdest names I've ever heard. But he was really good friends with the choir teacher, Mr. McKean, and he was blind. Not the choir teacher, the kid. Mr. McKean would always move his drink when he wasn't looking. And everyone was like, God, what an asshole. But it seemed to me like, I don't know, like Trilon kind of dug it. He laughed along because it was like suddenly people weren't, I mean, do you feel like people like kid love you all the time? Like, and they're too nice or like overly like, oh, patting you on the head kind of thing?
I get that a lot, especially like, okay, so, hold on, I'm kind of like disrupting your panel here, so.
Do it.
You know, this kind of like brings out a lot of attention.
Sure.
And it's like, you know, people will see on this, I'm just like standing waiting for a bus and people will be like, oh, can I help you? I'm here to save you, blind person.
Right. You turn everybody into a superhero. Yeah.
And that's annoying, but you know, otherwise, you know, I don't really sweat it too much. You know, it's you know, like for this place especially, like this is a really confusing building, so I've got tons, and I can't see any of the signs, so like that's actually, you know, their overbearingness is actually not helpful. Like,
sure.
I mean, I can't complain too much, so.
I'll be honest, dude, I feel awkward. I want to hug you. Let's do this.
What's up, boss man?
I feel a million times better now. All right. So, questions. The purple hat. You did well getting my attention with that thing. Go. Oh, did you have two hats on two hands? Oh, okay. All right. Purple first. You Minish Cap, Four Swords, kitties. Go.
From all your work, what is the one thing from your past that you can go back and think, the hell was I thinking?
Wow. Just the one? Some of you that have been around for a long time with me or have gone back into the reaches of my library have seen videos called The Drunken Rambles.
Oh yeah. Nice.
Interestingly, they seemed to endear me to the audience, but I look back and just shudder. Because I was a very different guy, you know? Like, people change throughout their lives, but I think that, you know, I think sometimes when you're a kid, you look at someone who's 20 and go, well, they're an adult. They're kind of done growing. But I find, you know, having gone from 20 to almost 30 now, and seeing people a little bit younger than me, you know, growing from that age, little cousins, my little sister, I feel like 20 to 25 is at least as much growth and change as it is from 15 to 20. And 25 to 30, same deal. After that, I don't know. I'll tell you when I get there. But I look back at that insecure guy, like trying to open up his heart, but then also being like all tough and like, yeah, I want to do FAQs and make fun of you. It's like, dude, just, I look at that guy and go, dude, just relax. just be yourself and stop being such a douche. And so, I mean, what was I thinking? Well, I look back on the person that I was when I first started doing brentalfloss and kind of go, dude, because doesn't everyone do that? Don't you look back 5 years ago and go, ugh, that guy.
Yeah, I was 8, so.
Well, I mean, that's the thing, like every 5 years I find, I look back and go, oh, what a jerk I was, which does not bode well for the future, but I think everybody to some extent cringes at their former self, that rough draft of who they are now, and so, to answer your question, it's kind of a big, like, you know, did I need to play myself as this, like, hard-drinking, kind of fratty dude when I was actually, had just graduated from musical theater writing school? Let's be honest, you know, like, I wasn't exactly like Mr. like bar fight or anything. Like videos like the Drunk Olympics and stuff like that. So those are things I look back and go, maybe, you know. I thought about hiding them, but then I know people would be like, hey, durr. So, can't have that. Companion cube. Nah. But that's a new one. Thank you for the sound effects. To the worst throw ever. Oh gosh, Fez, hit me.
Alright, last night at your live show, you played 4 songs and don't have videos yet. I know I Fight for Love is coming, and I bet that I know it's going to be awesome. It's CG and stuff, right? That you were saying that. Do you plan to ever make videos for Co-op Love, Shadow Man, or Chill Theme?
Maybe.
Okay.
Shadow Man, the arrangement and the lyrics that I do with the Cartridge Family are, that Shadow Man is, I don't know if it's like video, maybe worthy is not the right word, but I don't know if it's right for video, because I think that it's one of those that might exist better in the mind, might be better if I ever record it for somebody else to sing it, because Shadow Man needs to be like, he needs to sound like Jason Statham. He needs to sound like the baddest ass of all asses that are bad. Co-op Love, very possible. But yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna figure that out as I go. But yeah, good question. Not a new one, but a good one. Pokemon hat.
All right. You really like Mega Man, right?
That's a statement, but okay. Oh no, wait, the right part. Yeah, I like Mega Man quite a bit.
All right. Here's the question. What is your favorite Robot Master, your least favorite Robot Master, and your favorite Wily boss?
Okay. Favorite Robot Master, Flash Man, because I look just like him.
Oh yeah.
And I stop time, whatever. Least favorite Robot Master, is that what you said?
Yep.
Ring Man, because even though he's supposedly so easy, I can never beat him. That's just me. Yeah, laugh it up, Chuckles, yeah. Old Grandpa can't beat Ring Man, all right. Favorite Wily boss? How about, I mean, my favorite Wily boss music is from 3, because it's so much it's just so like getting punched in the face by suspense. I guess it's Gamma, honestly, because it just looks so cool, you know? And it can be brought down by a dance move. So, that's always cool. Way in the back. Speak up.
Has there ever been a song you could not write lyrics for, and what is the craziest thing you've seen in that?
Okay, you know, it's tough to say, like, I couldn't write lyrics for such and such a song. If Bill Gates was like, listen, I'll give you, you know, $20,000 to write lyrics to, I don't know, the boss theme from Sonic 1, I'd be like, right on it, you know? But, Super Mario Brothers World 1, Level 1, the one that everyone's covered and done to death, the song that people know more often than, like, Amazing Grace in this world. I've tried that one a couple times. It's ridiculously syncopated. It's hard to get the rhymes in there. But bigger than that, it's harder to encompass the idea of Mario. He's bigger than Mickey Mouse. Literally, kids the world over recognize Mario way more than Mickey Mouse. This is the world we live in. So to try to encompass all of that in one song is very daunting. Every time I try to write it, I just go, this sucks. This is just one little bit of it, you know. So there's an example of that. And then the second question you had, I'm sorry, I forgot it.
What is the craziest thing you've seen in MAGFest?
The craziest thing I've seen in MAGFest. Well, John St. John's room party last night had a smell that came out of it that I've never experienced. And it was one of those things where it was like, you know, when a hot smell kind of hits you, and if it's not food, then it's kind of like a punishment in the nose. It was like, and I like John St. John. Way. Tons of respect, cool guy, nice guy too. But yeah, it was kind of like some combination, like a vomit taint sandwich. It was really, it was rough, okay? It was a rough, like, sweat and farts and beer burps and tears. It was rough. I know there's probably crazier things that I've seen, but that one comes to mind. Let's see, question mark box.
Two questions here. First one is, during the collab you did with Screw Attack about the top 10 best boss, the top 10 big themes. So when you named Contra, you said you never actually beat it, but your Contra with lyrics, you said I had to cheat, but I finally beat it. So did you actually beat Contra?
In real life, I did not actually beat Contra. You're 13 and you have. Well, then you must be more awesome than me. I guess I'll leave. The thing is, you know, at some point if I get the basic idea of a game, sometimes I go, okay, I can write about this to the point where I'm communicating the experience that I had. With that one, yeah, there is sometimes a dissonance between my actual experience and what the character says, and I know it's a tough thing to parse because I come off pretty much like myself at this point in the videos, but sometimes the with lyrics videos do have some fiction. For instance, the lyrics. I was not drunk during the lyrics. Because I feel like if there was still some, hey, are you turning that off forever? Yeah, that's okay. Let's all watch. All right. Hey, if there's a special guest in here that I'm not quite seeing, you might want to raise your hand so I know you're here. All right, so you're not. That's great news. No, not you. Thanks anyway. All right. My special guest is making me sweat. I like that everybody's lifting up items now. It's so much easier. Didn't you have a second question there, question box?
Awesome. Can I give you this?
Sure, I'll trade you for some candy on this end. Come on up. Approach the dais. Nice shirt, by the way. Thanks, man. Cheers. All right, I'm looking at you. Glasses, hit me, yeah.
I understand that a lot of you different stuff that course you grew up with, you really enjoy. Most people it's really just like retro games.
You know what, come up a little bit closer because the asshole in the next room is a little bit too loud. The asshole who I love, blah, 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 but I can't hear you.
Obviously, a lot of the games that you do music for are all stuff that you grew up with, all stuff you understand. But to most people, it's just the retro idea. As time goes on,
when you say most people, you mean young people? How old are you?
21.
Ah. So most people your age. Okay, go on.
What I'm trying to make though is that as time goes on, the idea of retro expands. Are you going to start to move on to more and more, actually consoles, I want to say too. See a lot more N64, see a lot more even PlayStation, which seems like such an early idea, but it came out in 1997.
They weren't laughing at you. Yeah, I mean, I feel like when you look at like BioShock, that was like not retro, but like new classic. The problem with me and the 64 until Wii U, or 64 until Xbox thing, is that I really didn't do the GameCube generation, and I didn't dive head first into the 64, like I did the Super Nintendo, because I got it really late. And a lot of the games that I played during that time don't really lend themselves. I tried a Thief with lyrics. It was kind of a dud. A, because I should never rap, ever. And B, because it didn't have lyrics, it didn't have a melody that was lyrical that I could like sink into. So I had to, you know what I mean? It just wasn't catchy, it wasn't the usual thing it is. But the short answer to your question is, I do plan to continue expanding the kinds of games I will do, the kinds of consoles, the generations they come from. But at some point I have to really like a game. I loved BioShock. I really hope Infinite's good because I have an idea already for a BioShock Infinite song. And the Wii U obviously is already affording me stuff like Nintendo Land. I wish it was affording me a little bit more, but soon enough, hopefully. But yeah, the short answer to your question is yes, soon more games that aren't just the NES, because I'm running out of ones that I give a crap about. Thanks for your question, man. I want to do somebody that doesn't have an item, just because I feel like it's a have and have not kind of thing right now. You in the corner. Thank you.
How often or how much of the game do you actually play?
It really varies. Team Fortress 2, I played probably between half an hour and an hour a night for like a month, and then said I should do something with this. Castlevania 2, never touched it. Contra, I got to like level 4 in a total miracle. And actually, to be fair, when I played Contra, I didn't actually use the Konami code. I wanted to see how far I could get without it. I would have probably, I imagine I could have beaten it with some practice with the code, but I don't know. To me, once you basically get how hard Contra is, at that point, there wasn't that, I mean, you know, you get the idea. Sometimes a song is based around a concept like, the Contra with lyrics was actually almost more about the Konami code itself than about the details of Contra. Say again? Oh, I think you know what it is. I was asked what the chorus was. All right, so I'm gonna interrupt this question because instead of doing this song at the end like I thought I was going to, I wanna do it now. Please invite, or rather please welcome, a very special guest who just sat down and is probably wanting to decompress after walking here instead of doing this, but we're gonna do it anyway. Please welcome Pat the NES Punk to the stage. So, did the projector ever come back on?
No, it looked like it.
Okay. So, let me tell you a little story called, hey, welcome. So, Pat and I did a video this year called Nintendo Bohemian Rhapsody.
He's sorry he did it, by the way.
Yeah. If, you know, it was, if you don't follow me very closely, which is fine, you may not know that it was taken off of YouTube by the people that apparently own the internet rights to Bohemian Rhapsody, despite the fact that Brohemian Rhapsody that College Humor did was not taken off. Anyway, so we kind of got legally pinned down where, you know, we could be like, yeah, we're gonna do it anyway, but then they might actually sue us, and I don't want to go to court. I don't think you do either.
It'd be fun to go to court, but
yeah. Mostly the walking into court part, because you're in a suit, you know, you look all nice. But that said, we're gonna do it for you now, live. We're both, oh yeah, we're both a little vocally shagged out. So
you're just gonna drop this on me like this, really?
Oh yeah. Okay. Oh yeah. Hey, guy that helped me out earlier, do you know how to crank this? Let me just see if it's. All right, that'll be loud enough. Ready?
We're gonna stand up and do this?
Oh hell yeah! In fact,
this is fun. No prep at all. Just wing it. That's fun.
Dude, that's my life.
I'll just humiliate myself on tens of thousands of people will see this. That's okay.
Nah. Not that few. All right. hold on.
Just a professional singer and lyricist, and you know.
Whatever. Here we go. You're gonna be fine. I believe in you so much. You're gonna want to clear this off, I promise. I'm gonna take my shoes off. We'll start it off slow. Ready? Real life or a big fantasy. These classic games are my escape from reality. Blow on the card, insert and press start with me. I love Nintendo. It is no mystery because it's Mega Man, Mario, Little Mac, and Emo. When I play Nintendo, it's so very special to me. I'm
already done.
Nah, we're just beginning. Knees first. Mama, just lost again. It was nice, but then I died, and I can't find the strategy guide. Mama, the game had just begun, but now I've gone and thrown the fun away. Mama, I think I made the princess cry when the picture go. When I come home right after school tomorrow, I'll game on till the dawn, because Sega doesn't matter. It's true. No, it doesn't. I've never heard of it, in fact.
I'm gonna get killed up here.
Nah, he'll be fine. If you fall with style. Ready? Here we go. Too late. My lives are gone. Thank you. Nintendo Power's got no chips, and the game counselor's a dick. Totally is. I bought new controllers, but nothing helps. And slow-mo makes the pain just hurt much more. Mama, Nintendo, I wanna beat this game. I use a game genie, but that's so freaking lame. You guys gotta sing the guitar solo. Ready? Key change vocal. I see a little guy. Is he an extra man? Goose, silly goose, you'll get no extra man, no. Crazy difficulty, feels like you're insulting me. Old Nintendo.
Old Nintendo.
You should beat it.
We were tender.
Oh, is that so? I'm a decent gamer. Why is this not easy?
Is there no easy mode or a secret code?
That's your part, sorry. What a load! Easy mode! Secret code! What's the code? Oh, mamma mia, mamma mia! If you know the words, feel free to sing along. Ready? Here we go. So you think you can touch me and blacken my eye? So you think that your demon will leave me to die? No, Wiley! Can't do this to me, Wiley! Just gotta play on! Just gotta play on without fear! Now we're gonna watch to see what happens in the conclusion of this video. You look so good at this. Yeah, look at you. Me too. Oh, yeah. Find that one. second. But until then, when we play Nintendo. Thank you very much, everybody. Give it up for Pat the NES Punk. That was just our little, whatever. That's just our little, kind of like picking a particular finger to, you know, thrust in the general direction of EMI for taking that off YouTube. But, you know, they own the song, so whatever. Thanks for enjoying that. How are we doing on time? Okay, let's do some more questions. Canada hat.
What goes through your mind when you want to make a video that isn't a lyrics-based video?
What goes through my mind when I want to do a video that's not a lyrics-based video? That's a pretty good question. What do you mean?
Kind of like, say it's the drunken...
Did anybody get that throw on tape? Because that was good. All right.
Just kind of like, there's like lyrics 101, which is like one thing, and then like your drunken rambles before. Like, what is the inspiration when you say, I want to upload something, it's not even music related, I want to rant about this, I want to...
It really is case by case. Sometimes I really am upset about something, like it bugs me that the video game companies can't just go, okay, we're gonna all agree on the same colors, or we're gonna somehow differentiate it where we have a star and a tree and a this and a that, but like, I did a rant about the X button, because it's even down to the fact that on the Xbox, the confirm button is generally the bottom on the diamond, and the back or no button is on the right. Whereas with the Wii U, generally the confirm button is on the right, and the back button is on the back. It's just like, it seems like it's all like them trying to, it's a metaphor for the whole thing of like, buy it on our console, because you get the extra maps that we have, and only we have. And it's like, can't we all just get along? But, the fact that I have that stuff to say about that makes me go, hey, I wish I had someone to talk to about this. Yikes. Hey, how about thousands of people on the internet? That'll work. So it's the same thing that goes into making the webcomic, which we'll talk about more tomorrow. But it's just like you have an idea to talk about something, but it's not necessarily something you want to make into a song. And sometimes it's just I go, hey, I really haven't done a video in a while, and I really should, and I want to do something about this, so I will. But it's so case by case. I wish it was as simple as every time I eat an apple, I go, oh my God, here's my new idea. And believe you me, I'd be buying tons of apples if that were true, but unfortunately, they are only good for vitamin A. Your purple lavender shirt, glasses, hit me. My first MAGFest? My first con I ever went to, I think that's a new one. I'm gonna give you a Twix. Ugh. Good catch, Fez. So my first convention ever was SGC, the Screw Attack Gaming Convention in Dallas, Texas. 2009. That's actually where I met Keith Apicary, who I didn't realize was not actually like that. If you guys don't know, Keith Apicary is actually Nathan Barnett, and Keith Apicary is one of his characters, but he doesn't break character when he's in it. And I thought that this guy was like for real. It's like, this guy's crazy. I was writing a musical at the time about this homeschooled kid with Asperger's who's like all about comic books, and his name was Lewis Foster, and like, and the thing is, there's nothing wrong with any of those things. That kind of, I feel like I relate to them based on the kind of kid I was, but I called my buddy Rob, my collaborator at the time, and I was like, okay, I just met the real Lewis Foster. You're never gonna believe this guy. And then of course I find out he's big on the internet, and I felt like a douche, but anyway, great story, Gramps. That was my first convention. Is that an iPad mini with bits of me on it?
It's an Nexus with bits of me pirated.
Oh, well then forget it. No, you've already actually asked a question, there's other people, but I was just giving you crap, but thanks for being a good sport. Pokemon hat number 3.
What video game character would you kill, and what one would you use their body as a meat shield to save?
I guess that's a new one. Yeah, whatever. I don't get paid to throw things, luckily. what video game character would I kill? Which one would I use as a meat shield? No, make myself a meat shield to save? Oh, sorry, I didn't see the obvious logic of that question. I guess I would kill... oh, gosh. Thank you, Cue Card Man, but no. You know Monita from Nintendo Land? They should have an adult tutorial version where she just goes, look, you grab candy, you run from the bad guys, go. As opposed to, welcome to this game. It is really fun. You will play as this person, and it will be cool. First, and you're like, oh my god, just talk faster. And of course they're doing it because they're trying to provide a tutorial for children as well as adults, but man, it kills me. And even though she would not be a meat shield per se, I would definitely use her to save...
Just add some more V's in there.
I don't know, Rydia from Final Fantasy IV? Because I'm always like, oh, you're a summoner, call me. If you get that joke, I feel awful for you.
Oh, now I get it.
Triforce hoodie. My favorite video game convention I've ever been to. Hard questions, hopefully soft candy. Wow. Well, my girlfriend's here. Which one did I have the best time at and come back not the least exhausted from? Yeah. Look, MAGFest is great, but you know, the thing about, here, actually instead of involving my girlfriend, who probably doesn't want to be involved right now, for me, a good convention does not mean I made a lot of money, it does not mean that I had all the panels, and you know what I mean? Like, for me, a good convention is when those things happen and you're like, wow, that was really cool. And I feel like the second convention I ever went to, there was a small crowd, but the guy that ran the convention was like, hey, you're not on the official concert schedule, but do you want a set? And I was like, you mean people know who I am? And it wasn't a great con. There was probably 1,500 people there in Massachusetts, but it was called Game Unicon, and if you've ever heard of it, you know that it was very storied and ended up being actually a gigantic con in itself. The guy running it, you know, is now in jail. So lots of stories there. Ask the Megas is where I met them. I also met Power Glove there. But feeling like I had graduated from just some dude doing this for a hobby to being someone who people knew about on the internet, and feeling like I could do a show, which I was totally scared to do, and totally afraid to appear in front of people as brentalfloss. But then pulling it off and it kind of going okay, was this huge leap forward in my confidence. I might come off as like Mr. Confident now, but like, you know, everyone's insecure, and man, when I first started doing videos on the internet, like, it was like a dirty secret I didn't tell anybody because I like to get laid, you know what I mean? It was like, oh yeah, no, I actually am a homeless man, I don't do internet videos. I do have some standards. So, Game Unicon was the one where I don't know, I realized that people knew who I was, and because of that, even though it was a tiny con and I made no money, it was great. It was a huge, awesome experience for me. Thanks for the question. Shu.
Favorite movie based off a video game?
Favorite movie based off a video game? Excluding Wreck-It Ralph, Mortal Kombat. Because it was, I was like 11 when it came out, and it was good. You know? And why was it good? Because it wasn't trying to be good, you know? It wasn't trying to, like, explain things for the adults. It was dumb, and it was violent, and people died, and there was Sub-Zero, and there was cool special effects, and Johnny Cage punched what's-his-butt in the balls and hurt his hand, and it was like, this is great. This is all I wanted. Ninja Turtles movie has to go and like make it like the comic, even though nobody ever read the comic and they only liked the cartoon. And I'm 6 years old going, all I wanted was Krang and the Technodrome. What the hell, right? Super Mario Brothers movie, awful, awful, awful. All I wanted was the Mario that I knew. That would have gotten me in and out, and I would have been happy for 3 or 4 sequels. Street Fighter movie, same deal. Guile the American, played by Jean-Claude Van Damme? What? He's like sitting there talking, they're like this, like, okay, I am the American GI, we gotta get out of here. And I'm like, I hate you. So hard. What a stain on Raul Julia's like final year. Ugh. Thank you, 5 minutes. If I don't get to your question now, I will be going straight to merch. God, that was some Freudian stuff. Straight to my booth. To sell you some merch and also shake your hands and slap your butts. So don't feel like you have to buy anything. If you want to hang out, ask some questions, shake my hand, get a picture. I don't charge for any of that stuff because that's douchey. Don't quote me on that when I'm 60. That's the only way I can make money. But for right now, it's douchey. But yeah, so I'm going there straight after this if you guys don't have anything else to do. But Tom, hit me.
Okay, going back to Thief earlier, that was one of my favorite 2 songs that you put out this year, that and Bioshock. What was the inspiration for both?
Well, Thief I just really love, and I wanted to do something with it. And I think I started with one of the couplets that was like, a fat whack with a blackjack to the back, slaps all your cash smack into my knapsack. And I was like, okay, now I have to do this, because that's just too good. And I mean, I'm not a great rapper. I was really surprised, for instance, that Mega Ran agreed to do my rap lyrics as the Black Mage, because he's so much better at hip hop and rap lyrics than me. But for Thief, it's just that I love that game, and I wanted to share it with everybody somehow. I think if I ever do an album version, I'm gonna take the chorus from the Thief 2 title theme and do something like, it's gonna like do dum 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 and just have it be somehow lyrical. That's the problem with the Thief games, is they're not lyrical, they're like
ambient noise.
And then you can't really sing to that. But I love Garrett, I love the Thief, well, Thief 1 and 2 mostly, but yeah. And the inspiration for Bioshock was just that I really love that game. So, good question. It looks like a cast, but it's not. It's a piano thing. That's awesome, on your wrist, I love that.
So like last year you did a collaboration with that guy with the glasses to do Moulin Rouge musical review. Are we going to see more of those this year?
Any more collaborations with very possible. I mean, if you haven't noticed, I have appeared, not in such a musical capacity, but in various videos, mostly Paul Dugan, who is currently my roommate. And by the way, in this room, can you find him? All right, it's an Easter egg hunt. I think he is, yeah, all right. But as far as big musical collaborations, it's a possibility. It's just that I have a very full docket already of stuff that I'm really excited to do. Usually I do everything I've been thinking about for the whole year. I do that for Brentmas, but then I don't do anything until like February or April, you know. Take a big break, and I don't want to do that. Again, I'm kind of trying to slowly turn this, you know, this internet jokester thing into a career, because I'm about to hit 30. It's kind of a tough thing being 30, and my, you know, relatives are like, so how do you make money? Like, you know, in kind of that Breaking Bad, like, are you selling drugs kind of way. And having it be a little bit more stable, and also, you know, proving to myself that I can have a steady cash flow. Anyway, I got off topic. Very possible, but not currently on the books. Let me do one more. Let me get a lightning round question. Blue Link, hit me.
Most favorite.
No, Blue Link, not Blue Hoodie, but I love you too. Oh, sorry, wrong Blue Link. Ah, my heart breaks for you. This Blue Link, sorry. Should have worked out that whole don't cosplay as the thing I'm cosplaying as beforehand. But talk to you soon, go.
Most favorite video game song, least favorite video game song.
Most favorite video game song, least favorite video game song. Most favorite, Mega Man 3 title theme. Least favorite, that theme from Kid Icarus. That's like like the one that's like the death theme. That's really grating and awful. You know what I'm talking about? If you do, great. If you don't listen to it. It hurts me. Anyway, thank you so much for tolerating me, you guys. I'm going straight to my booth now. The brentalfloss, the comic panels tomorrow at 12:30. Please come by. I'm also going to be in the pros and cons of quitting your job and making things at 10:30. Check your schedules. And again, thanks very much. Have a great night.